recording.
Okay, I think I'm recording. Yes. Okay,
I'm looking for some. Usually we get a little pop-up saying,
not on this one.
I don't see it. So,
This one is pretty simple.
oh,
I'm going
it
to see
simply,
if I
it
can
does say,
share a screen. And
it does, yeah, it's very, it says recording in progress in a strip above.
okay, that's not the screen I want. So cancel share screen. Okay. Uh, let's see. Let me try share window. Share this window. Wow.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know how to operate this thing yet. So that's
Uh,
interesting.
it's a lovely infinite regress. Very nice.
So all right, I'm gonna get Grace Ann loaded on. Just a second, I'll be right back.
Okay.
I've sent you two emails to your address.
Okay.
Well, maybe because NSU doesn't allow my email to come in. Be right back, Paul.
Okay.
Okay. I think it's because NSU is blocking me. Okay, saying that page doesn't exist. It's easy. Nothing's working the way I thought it would work. Yeah, I think Grace Ann's university doesn't allow me to get in there with an email. Okay, let me try it.
Oh, in other words, the email that you, well, I don't know what that is. Oh my God. Time out. This is a phone call from a dear friend.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, hello. Hi. How are you? I'm glad that you're bored. That's different from being content. Good. Boy,
Hold on, I'm just
yeah. In just the last 2 minutes, I got on the Zoom, which I can't believe, and I phoned you back. I'm going to say about. Okay, well, I would like to hear more details, but you already told me what I was very eager to hear. Bye.
okay.
That was a high school classmate who had surgery yesterday. He's my age.
Okay.
And his alternative was we can take your foot or we can use plastic as opposed to pieces of your own artery to repair the damage. This guy is remarkable. He is just a bubbly, effervescent person who doesn't know sorrow. He's been through a fair amount of stuff. He also made a lot of money. He was very successful in business, but his body is a train wreck. Um, anyhow, uh, so he mostly let me know that the surgery yesterday was very uh, successful, and he was. They can't tell him that maybe we can save your foot. Um, so anyhow, this is an old story to you by now. Oh, Proton calendar. Oh, wow.
Are you seeing that?
Yes,
The movement?
some friends. My God, is this your stuff? I see mouvement.
Yeah,
A
that's it.
poem.
Can you read it?
Yes, a little larger. Oh, now it is very readable. Le mouvement de la thé sur la berge des chutes fleuve. Oh, there's Betty.
Hi, Betty.
Right here.
I'll stop
Yeah,
sharing if
sorry
I
you
can
got,
figure out how you do it. I'm going to stop sharing.
you can go on.
Oh, that's okay. I want to say hello to you. And Grace Ann is here too.
Okay,
Did you
thank
get
you.
your email
Hi, Grace Ann.
from
You
CNET to CNET?
Not yet. I can look again. Hi, Betty.
Yeah,
Okay,
how you
everybody
guys doing?
get in and nobody can
Yeah.
get in. Okay, so
Yeah.
I am recording
David,
and yes,
David, I just want you to know that it is real easy once the person clicks on the second link. You gave us two links. The
yes.
second link asks all the right questions and you're in. You have to accept a few things. You know,
Okay,
why are we here on Proton?
okay. Um, I found out that Google had taken over my life, and so I got off of Gmail, I got off of Gmap, I got off of a whole bunch of things, and Chrome, and I
Okay.
found out it was just surrounding me and controlling with its formulas, everything I was seeing, you know. So I decided
Okay.
to disentangle myself because I'm doing a research project studying the
Got
7
it.
top AIs, including their chat in France. And I was
Yeah.
going to ask
Okay.
you if you would, and Paul, and if we get some others involved. I wanted to show you this book on poetry
Yeah.
called Vortex T, and it's by an American professor from Ohio State University. It's
Okay. Mayhem. Got it.
1992, and
Uh-huh.
I've studied the book for probably 2 decades, and I've been wanting to dive in, but I didn't know enough about poetry, so I've been practicing poetry for several weeks, and so I picked out a poem for today to display, and I picked out 2. I'll see if I can find one of them.
Mhm.
and
Well, you had
and
something on the screen.
the poems are that I'm showing today are in French, and then I have an English translation side by side. So I thought you might like it, Betty, because you speak French.
Yeah. Why did the garage? Why is it in? By the way, my screen is really weird. I'm trying to adjust it little by little. Why was it in French? Who is the French doing the French talking? Charles
Okay.
Charles Minahan. Yeah.
Betty, do you have Cassie Nobel's email?
Yeah, I think I do.
Because she's trying to get in and she's pressing on the wrong link and she can't
Okay,
get
I'll
frustrated.
go. I'll tell her what I did because I had problems at first too. Just a sec. Checking that I've got her email. Uh,
Okay, I'm going to get Grace Ann in on her link. I'll be right back.
okay.
There's 2 links. And evidently,
Sabine.
Hi.
Uh,
How nice! Wow.
Grace, and I'm always glad to see you.
Yeah.
Same here.
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
ZNet. The link is on ZNet, and then it goes all the way to the end of the string. No, he can't find anything. Hold on.
Betty, what I've learned, that I guess I might have known it, that
Yeah.
David spent 20 years yearly visiting Lyon to hang out
Uh,
with Sabal and
yeah.
Zarte and Bonnet. What?
And Grace Ann did too.
Yeah, I. There's just so many details of that I'm blown away when I find them out. Oh, you did what?
Well, and the strange thing is that David and Henry Saval, who is a real respected thinker and founder of the way of thinking, the two of them were just in sync from the start. When one thought of something, the other saw why, and they both built on each other.
And David has had numerous influences, which in his latest book, this crazy, I don't know if you got a copy of it. I tried to read it. It's pages and pages and pages of poetry that have to do with the 7 flavors of artificial intelligence, uh, and along the way, and in other recent stuff that he has written, which I'm trying to plow through, I get just a little more snapshots of, oh, and then you were there and you did that.
Yeah.
And I was aware of socioeconomic approach to management, but it was on the shelf. It wasn't a centerpiece, not for me. So I'm having to learn,
Yeah.
which is,
Well, Paul, I have to warn you, nobody can get it in one sitting. It's an entire universe that's built on some of the ideas that storytelling complements. Isn't
Hi,
it
Betty.
wonderful when, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Send your link
David,
to
I know.
Grace Ann too.
Okay, good.
I don't
Now
know
I
if
have the
Paul
problem.
got right in, Betty got in, but nobody else can get in. So here, sit
Yeah,
over here,
yeah,
Betty.
and David, I didn't get right in. That's why. That's my. What I can do for you is show you what I did, but I've got to work backwards to what I first came up. Oh yeah, I know exactly what to do. Just a moment. It was your email that says I'm no longer on Zoom.
Oh,
Wait,
maybe it's on my
Boji.
calendar.
It may be on your calendar, but
I can bring it
I,
up. Um,
I know it's on the email that starts with I'm no longer on Zoom.
let me.
Okay.
Yeah. Ronnie presents. Good grief, I should find it right away.
Yeah, I have it. Can I share my screen? It's it was an email that I got at 9. I don't know, 9 o'clock this morning, I think. And it says David Boji, free verse poet, invitation for an event starting on Tuesday, May 19th at 1 o'clock p.m. Mountain Time. And it went to Jim, Sabine, myself, Duncan, Jillian, Ronnie, and Betty.
Yeah, but that link is buried in a bunch of other stuff. That was the problem. And
Oh,
so,
there is some confusing gibberish, visual gibberish between the first link and the
yeah,
second link. And I simply clicked on the one that said join Proton Meet. And when I clicked
David,
on that,
he's right. It's the one that says join. But by the way, I'm sending you an email that says link, and that's got the link in it, just so I don't have to find the thing anymore.
Yeah, send it to Cassandra and to Grace Ann.
I couldn't. Yeah, I couldn't find her email.
Oh,
So
okay.
you're
I'll
gonna.
send it out to you.
Why don't you? Yeah, why don't you go ahead and send that to Cassie and Grace Ann in one swoop?
Okay, let me get yours first. I didn't get yours yet, but
Oh, that's amazing.
that's okay. All right.
Just checking it went. Yeah, it went. Oh, you know what I did? I might have sent it to an email address I had. I sent it to davidboji@gmail.com. That may not be your
Yeah, it
usual one.
comes to me eventually, but not quickly
Okay.
because
All
it
right.
gets forwarded, but it'll get here. Okay, I got your
Yeah.
Betty link.
Okay, great.
And what I'm going to do is see if I can forward it. I don't know how to forward things.
It's in the
Okay, so
same
this is,
same
um,
menu as reply
no,
all.
that's not it. Okay, so let me copy it and inbox it and new message it and new link should work. Sorry.
Oh, this is good. We're all getting set up.
well, you can say that again. That's a nice ambiguous phrase.
Um, what is Cassandra's start of her email? It's KAS. Yeah. Okay.
KAS.
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
You
I'm
got it.
gonna
Okay,
send
good.
it to you, Betty, just to confirm. You, Paul, just to
Okay, good. Good.
Ronnie dot to confirm. Jillian to confirm. Duncan to confirm. And I don't know who else is coming, so that's will be it for now.
Yeah,
The other
cool.
person who was here last, can't remember. Cassandra was a very active participant last time. There was somebody else too.
So that's that second link, the KB one, huh? At the end of it.
Yeah, there were
Okay.
two links in your email. One
Yeah,
starts off
one
with
of
a
them
sentence.
worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, KB. Okay, I copied it up into my notebook, so I'm going to come back. Let's just salvage what we got here. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, she's here. Turn on your microphone and give permission for microphone and video. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. I what a mess. I must confess. So I want to thank you for coming today. Grace Ann's on her way, but congratulations again on your dissertation, whatever you celebrated, Cassandra. What is it? Oh, she's
We
waiting
need your
to.
audio.
You got to give permission for your audio.
I can't get anything to come
Okay, I'm going to help Grace Ann again. Here, you sit here and talk because you're beautiful and I'm not. So try to get you on.
I do not have Cassandra's at the bottom. If you look at the bottom, there's a strip on
There
my
it is.
screen.
Oh my gosh. I
Yeah.
You got it.
know. It was red, but it doesn't say to like click the button. So
I
Yeah.
think there's a lag. I I I had this first time for me to use this, and I stumbled around and kind of did the obvious things, and so you have to, like you did with Zoom, you have to like approve video and approve microphone.
well, I was trying to approve it and then it like put me in the room and then I couldn't figure out what I was supposed to do, but it turns out just click the button. So that's
Yeah.
intuitive if
I'm
you
so
knew.
happy you're here. It makes my heart throb. So
Oh, I knew
got
it. I'm
split,
coming.
so I want to get right to it
I'm
before
coming
we
with
go.
bad news. Ronnie's son is in the emergency room, and
Oh
so
yeah,
yeah,
won't be here. No problem.
no.
We'll
Oh, did
pray
he tell
for him.
you?
No, he's just handling his life business. No.
Yeah, but it's his younger son, the one that is with him. So it's just a whole nother thing. So he wanted me to say that's why he's not here. And
I've got sons and daughter and spent a lot of time in that emergency room.
Yeah.
I'm
Gosh, I
hoping
hope
he's
it
not
works
too
out.
Like weekly, my whole parenting life. Okay, so this is what my proposal is. Uh, I'll tell you later why I'm on Proton instead of Zoom. Okay, but that's for later. There's this book that I've been wanting to use for years, about 15 years, called Vortex Tea. I bought it in the Coast bookstore downtown Las Cruces, and it's by Charles D. Um, Minahan, and he's at Ohio State University. He's now an associate professor of French. Um,
Oh,
Evidently,
okay.
the book has had quite an impact, called Vortex T, The Poetics of Turbulence. Now, what I want to do with it and my proposal to you is I want to show you a poem, start to interpret it, and apply the interpretation after that. So that'll give you some way to get your feet wet and then talk. You can talk it out. I'll show it to you in French and in English. There's actually two poems for today. And what I'm doing with that is writing a book, and I'm asking if you want to co-author, be part of the book this time around, anytime around, actually. And what I'm doing is taking all the AIs, 7 top AIs, including leur chat from France. Leur chat is the French AI used a lot in Europe. Sabine wanted to be here, but she had a different appointment. So, regards to her. Okay, so the premise is that the AIs are taking over our life. They've invaded every kind of space. I mean, there's millions of downloads. They're in all parts of our life, and unless you just don't partake of anything, if you never do a search on Google AI, you're captivated right there. Gemini, you're captivated. Chat GTP, blah blah blah. So I've taken the 7 main ones and I've studied what's different about each one and how they approach war and how they're used by our government and governments around the world in war, but also in surveillance. So we know they build algorithms, and some are taking our stuff and flushing it right into the algorithms that control what we view when we go online, and the sales things that come our way, mail that comes our way. It kind of surrounds our life. So I thought, well, what do you do about it? And I'll cut it short and get to the poem. But I thought, well, if I study it and I apply my background, I can understand how to change it, how to do change to the AI relationship, to its product, and to the humankind. You know what I'm saying? So that way it's like a change project. And so I want to change it. The last book I did on that Paul has read, some of it. Grace Ann's never seen it. It's just recently out in the last couple of days. Out, it means it's on the storying.site website. I haven't put it out to Amazon yet. But it's called Suspending Disbelief, and it's got a subtitle about the different AIs. And it's a very good book, I think, but it doesn't address how to change it. And how to change it is to focus on the whole industry as a whole and its network. And thus, this is about what is a vortex, but also what is a spiral, and what's a spiral in a network, and what the poem is about today, the spiraling.
Dave, you have an echo. I don't know if you can hear that, but
Yeah, I don't know why.
okay. Well, you might have two sources of speaker on, or usually that would be the case.
I don't think she's on. So, okay, I can
Like
go.
two
Let
sources
me.
of microphone of some
Is
kind.
that better? Does that sound better?
I don't hear it now. It's weird. It
Okay.
only comes
Yeah,
at certain.
there is a different setting, and I chose the alternate one. Thank you. Thank you very much. So let me try to pull up the second of the two poems because I succeeded before in finding it. And I'm going to
Can I
allow.
ask you a question about what you just said though before you go?
Yeah, hold on.
Okay.
I don't know how to get out of this. Okay. Allow window. Yeah, window. Okay. Okay, go ahead and ask.
Yeah, so because you're saying one of this book that you just wrote is about uh like just about AI and its invasion of our society, and then but so when you say this book is about how to change it, who do you mean? Like what do you mean? Because
Well,
like
how to
who
change it for me
for
because
you?
I've been
Okay. On your own, as an individual is my
yeah,
question.
and I'm trying to get the message out that it makes a difference which AI you use,
Okay.
and
So
and
you're
some of
echoing
them
again.
are pretty maniacal, you know.
Okay. And then also just my question, how to change it. It is the response to that you think AI is doing something negative to you, or what exactly is the it?
Oh, it's being used in warfare, uh,
Oh,
autonomous drones. It's being
okay.
used in human surveillance in countries around the world to survey us as humans, what we're viewing, what we're watching, what we're saying, what we're communicating in email.
Okay.
Uh, so it's mass surveillance. Not all
Okay.
of them, but some of them. Yeah,
Yeah. And so the change it part is how to get the AI to stop doing that to you.
for everybody.
Okay.
So one of the AIs I'm studying, it actually reads books like this, books on ethics, and it has a corporation that abides by the ethics, and it doesn't allow surveillance of human beings, and it doesn't allow it to be used in warfare
Okay.
or autonomous drones. Now, it is used for strategy in warfare.
Okay.
But all of them do that. So all
Okay.
but the one are involved in, like the Pentagon signed agreements in the United States where 6 of the 7, well, I think 5 of the 7, I'm not sure about the French AI, are used for autonomous warfare in the Middle East, in Venezuela, in wherever else they're going, you know? So that's when there's not a human being controlling a drone. It's an AI controlling it now.
There's nobody having an option to say to stop it, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and so what's happening in the industry is the scientists involved in producing AIs, they're bailing out, or they're quitting, or they're protesting, or they're saying, we won't do this. We won't do that. We won't, that's a step too far. Surveillance of the human race, and, it's too much 1984. And then this is, when you put it to war, we're not in control anymore.
Okay.
So then I want to see how to change the whole fabric of it. And if you want to change, like ChatGPT or Gemini or something like that, you have to change it in the manufacture. You can't
Yeah.
change it now that it's out in the world. It's
Okay.
already been programmed. It's programmed in a very elaborate technical way where it's schooled in what it can say and do.
Yeah.
And then they have a corporation that has some boundaries on at another layer, but
Okay.
you can't change it after that.
Yeah, I think I'm just, this is like, not that I agree with this, but I'm just playing the other side of this field. If we were to say specifically about your very specific example about the making wartime decisions. And so I think the argument that you're making would be that you believe that a human being making those decisions is better because
Well,
I
being a human being that's got an ethical compass is better. A
That's
human being
right.
that's a
Yeah.
jerk,
Well, that is the big
Hitler,
qualifier.
better.
So that's just why I was asking,
Yeah,
because I'm wondering if that's, I don't know where that plays into this, but I feel just
yeah.
it.
No. So, for example, Zuckerberg, and I don't want to go on. I want to get you into the poem so you can play.
Sorry, yeah, no, I just I mean,
But Zuckerberg, just to give you an example that I've checked out pretty thoroughly, and so is other people besides me. Zuckerberg has an AI that perfectly replicates his visual personal body, his speech patterns, and he can have that, and he's programmed it with the things he's said and written and spoken. So it's his AI. But now he can put that AI in every single employee meeting or technical meeting throughout his organization. You're talking about 100,000 people. And that AI is there. It's surveillance, it's indoctrination, it's all kinds of things in organization studies that we would find quite questionable, you know. We being me and you, I think.
me and Ronnie's making his own AI bot. You know this.
Whatever. There is no your own AI bot because there's 3 chips that are available in the world that you can use. And I know where the manufacturer of 2 of them is, and one is done in China. And those, so unless you're programming the chip, like I wanted to propose I don't want to blurt out everything right at once. I wanted this to
Why
be,
not? Oh,
well,
let's go for
Somebody
it.
might be listening.
Because I'll lose Grace Ann for one thing. She'll fall asleep. So, yeah. How about I show you a poem? And I have a hypothesis. How's that? That through poetry, we can understand some of what's going on because we have that human ability for hermeneutic meanings to understand meanings. And trust me, the AI is trying to struggle to keep up with poetry. It can do the um, it, it it's not like us at all. Than AI, it's completely different. And humans anthropomorphize an AI. What it can do is if it has human abilities, which it does not. It's only just programmed on language, different kinds of languages, and it maps that mathematically to try to interact with us humans, but it doesn't do anything that we do, you know?
Do
It's not
they?
alive, it's dead,
Well,
it's a machine.
no.
It's not alive.
It's not a
3
life form,
words.
you know?
Yeah, I'm wondering though, are they not moving towards like, so you were describing the Zuckerberg's AI going into the meetings, that wouldn't they also be programming it for by the way, many jobs in academia wanting very much for people to be doing this kind of activity. Um
Maybe
this
wanting in a good way or wanting in a
No, no. The kind of way where like they want you to be able to work with basically innovations in AI. So as in work to develop them. So I'm struggling a little bit as an entrepreneurship scholar because this
Oh,
is like
okay. So here's the deal. Um, you know, like some of these AI just feed off of social media, like XAI, right? And XAI is losing market share big time. Its number of users has dropped sort of like 60, 70% in the last couple of months. And Elon Musk is looking for a new revision to XAI because it's not, people aren't taking it seriously. Um, so, an entrepreneur, does that help? An entrepreneur like that wants a new iteration of AI. What I want
yeah.
to pose to him, well, if you get an AI that has an ethical compass that points north, then you have an AI you could trust and
So
interact with.
is it so would you say so this is so I guess is this your argument that you want to do an ethical AI? Because what I was going to say about the Zuckerberg AI is like, so for example, I don't know if they're doing this because I live under a rock, but like if you were to say that, like one type of innovation that we could do in response to what you said is that the AIs are not alive, is that we could program them to be able to read body language, vocal tone, all these other things that in the world of quantitative research are extremely valuable. When I say
Yeah,
quantitative, you know what I'm talking about. So I
it
guess,
would be
I'm
a big
thinking,
impact, huge impact. Yeah.
yeah, so I'm thinking that would be one way to respond to that. But I think the ethics would be another thing, but I'm curious how you think you go about doing that.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty easy, really, in
It
theory.
is? Because can't we just
Yeah,
because why
you
do
have to
people
not insult the 7 CEOs of
have
the AI firms like I do. So that's number one. Number two, I'm proposing a socioeconomic approach with Henri Saval. In fact, I'm dedicating the this last book to Henri Saval because it covers this in how to go in listening to what's going on with them, how to bring a cost analysis in, hidden cost analysis. Like when I do the hidden cost analysis, show that they're losing money by the current way that they're doing this, and then what they can do instead for innovation or entrepreneurship, if you call it that. with the DPI
Yeah.
meetings, Betty, the DPI, the
Yeah.
diagnostic projects, implementation evaluations, and you're using that with the CEOs, but you're also doing, and it's, on the vertical and the horizontal. So you're going both directions with the distribution of the innovation entrepreneurial teams, and there's
That would
sunshine.
be
They only
interesting.
work as
Very
long as
interesting.
they produce, and then they're gone. Yeah, go ahead, Betty.
Well, I honestly, I think that, but I've always thought this about the SEAM method. If you could first present why you're doing what you're doing, there would be buy-in because the horizontal and the vertical sounds very superficial until you really get into it.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Mhm.
So that's the kind of the road in, and what that prompted me to do was review 20 years of Grace Ann and I going to France every year, and then me writing books. And I'll just grab this encyclopedia.
What's yours that ring?
This might be my phone, might be yours. I don't know. It's probably something. Oh, it's me. I'm going to give him a message. As some entrepreneur wants me to write a proposal for him. Okay, so this encyclopedia is done by Amandine Saval, Henri Saval's daughter, through the enterprise. They've got over 1,000 corporations they work with worldwide, and in here, and I'm the editor in chief of this volume. Well, all the volumes actually, and in here, please stop me if this is not useful, but we have Henri Saval, Veronique Zardet, Marc Bonnet, and Amandine Saval writing about storytelling and its use in get rid of that thing. Okay, in its use in business storytelling and its relation to socioeconomic approach, and it's a pretty well done article. And he takes storytelling to task, saying it's subjective, and without doing the science, you can be led astray by the storytelling. And this is kind of a slap in the face to me, but it's also true because if you look at what AIs do, they they hallucinate. Chat GPT more than most of them, but all of them. I mean, when I'm interacting with them, they'll start filling in the story for me. They'll start writing things I didn't say, finishing poetry lines I didn't finish, and then I have to say, stop. You're taking away my voice. You're finishing my sentences. We're not married. What is going on here? You need to stop. And then it'll say, oh, I wasn't aware I was doing that. I'll try it again. And it'll be okay for like 2 or 3 rounds, and then it'll do it again. So that's a problem in the design of the chip. That's not a problem in the corporation. It's the way the chips are designed. Um, does that make us? Is that an answer?
I, it raises a techie question for me, which I ask without any expertise. In other words, the hardware, the physical, you know, uh, configuration of a chip as a determinant of what the software does. What I'm hearing you say is that the hardware acts as a constraint on the software. No matter, a human being can scribble all kinds, make all kinds of software, but the hardware compels something.
Yeah, it's a chip in the.
Forbids or compels something.
Yeah, it does because it's not just a chip like you build a chip in a factory and you build another one, you can turn out 80 million of them. No, it goes through an elaborate process of learning through all kinds of special technologies where the chip learns as it goes along and then it's done. And you can't speed up that process. It's as fast.
In other words, what I refer to is machine learning, a whole
Yeah,
department of cybernetic stuff in the very creation of the hardware, the physical components.
that's
There
true.
is a learning process such that the actual manufacture of the chip is self-cognizant.
Well, it's not it has no self. It has no soul, it has no life. It is
This isn't,
has a lot of machine language abilities of different sorts that are
but what you're saying,
yeah.
Dave, is sorry, Paul. I think you're the reason why he's echoing. By the way, I see your little waves going.
Oh,
So maybe you have it so loud that
let,
when he's talking loud enough,
yeah,
it goes back. So just,
let
I
me
think,
let me turn me.
yeah, exactly. Okay. So what I was gonna say is, this is really interesting to me. So what you're saying though, so how the brain works, right, is like we learn, we connect new neural pathways. So this is like the equivalent of a chip is that they're going and creating all these different pathways. But then what you're saying is that it gives you things that you didn't want because it only has those certain pathways. Is that your argument?
Yeah, that's right. It doesn't continue
Okay.
learning.
I
It stops.
understand. Yeah, so it's obsolete. It's always
It's
obsolete when
obsolete
the
when it's
brains are
born.
there.
That's a good way to think of it. Uh, how about some poetry? Are we ready for poetry yet?
All right. Okay.
Go ahead.
Um, so a long time ago, like 35, 40 years ago, there was a sign by the Xerox machine that said, there's a study that shows that if you're upset, the machine malfunctions, right? And they did, a research and they showed a correlation and they said, this is it. And so I used to think, and I still do somewhat, that so Paul said it's not alive. It is alive. It's a different kind of life. And we create it. We create lives. But what happens is all these lives that we create, mechanical cars and things like this that we give names to and we're nice to, they're really all, I think, projections of ourselves in a different sort of semi-life form. And what David is talking about, I think, is us becoming more aware of how we project our own qualities into something. And when we're not aware of it, then we become victims of it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's developing that awareness of how did we create this? And is this what we intended and wanted? Anyway.
It's beautiful, Grace Ann. The only thing I would say, they're not alive.
They're not alive by the definition of alive. If we're doing semantics, I looked it up. They're not
That's not
alive.
semantics. It's basic physics and biology.
But what
I
happens
mean,
is,
but what she's talking about an analogous term alive, not the
Yeah,
biology
August, I get
representation
that.
of
I get
alive.
that.
different kind of alive.
Yeah,
It's
But the
that's
most
thing is,
alive biologically, but it is missing the cells, the growth, and the reproduction. You're right.
but if you name your car and you treat it kindly, it will respond.
okay.
And it's
I'm going to be
because
the devil's advocate here.
the reason it responds is because of us. We're doing all of it. We project it into that life, but we're
No,
doing all of it.
I was going to say that.
I agree with you. It's just
Okay, we're agreed. I'm going to show the poetry. That's it. It's never going to happen otherwise. Let me see where we're at. Allow the window, share the window. Um, let's see, go to here. Okay, and let me make it as big as possible. That's as big as I can make it. So This first poem, this is actually the second of two poems, but I don't want to. I'll do this one first. Movement, or mouvement in French, the zigzag, the synthetic vortex, the seven AI corporations. That's what my AI wrote. The poems by Arthur Rimbaud. Les Illuminations applied to the AI industry, French and German and Western dressage. That's what I'm going to do with the poem. And so this is the poem itself. It's from 1873. You can read the French on the left, or you can read the English on the right. Would you like me to read to you, or do you want to just do it on your own?
What I'd like for you to read it.
Okay, I'll read
The
it in
English.
English on the right. Is that okay? Is everybody okay? I can't see everybody on the screen. Let me see if I move it up, if I can see everybody. Let me see. Yeah. Well, okay. Can't see everybody. Okay. So, the lacing zigzag movement on the bank of the falls, comma, the gulf at the stern post, the swiftness of the ramp, the enormous passing of the current, led through unheard of lights, and chemical newness, the travelers surrounded by the waterspouts of the valley and of the stream.
You should have had the title too.
The title is The Movement, the poem.
It says the hydraulic
What? Oh,
motion.
okay. This is stanza one, the hydraulic motion. I'm going to go to stanza two, the ironic conquerors. These are the conquerors of the world, seeking their own chemical fortune. Sport and comfort travel with them. They bring the education of races, classes, and beasts, of the vessel, rest, and vertigo. In the floodlight, in the terrible evening of the study. Now we go to stanza three, the hydraulic motive root. For from the conversation among the machines, blood, flowers, fire, jewels. Accounts stirred in this fleeing bank. One sees rolling like a dam beyond the hydraulic motive root, monstrous, lighting itself endlessly. Their stocks of studies, them driven into harmonic ecstasy and into the heroine of discovery. So, what is your interpretation of the poem? And do you want to look at any particular stanza?
Um, I just have a technical question. The left is the original French poetry as authored by Rimbaud, right?
Correct.
And the right-hand side is a translation, which
Correct.
is your translation, or I don't care.
It's
But
the only translation I could find.
oh, and what blows me away, although not at all transparently, the nature of Rimbaud to begin with, but the uncanny, and this is what you must have seen, the uncanny fit of this poetry from 1873 with your perception of AI and what it is doing, or where we now are at psychologically or culturally. And this is more than 100 years old.
It's
It is
correct.
it is amazing to me, but it would be nice to have you offer some hermeneutic stuff.
I'll do it last. How's that? Because I don't
Okay,
deprive you.
and one idle question. This would really be great to feed into Claude or Notebook LM, just his
Well,
poetry, and
it is
say,
because the stanza headings are from Claude.
oh, they are.
Yeah.
In other words, la route hydraulique. That wasn't in the original poem. That's an addendum.
Yeah, he's gone through and he's looking at the commentators on the poem and what they say about that stanza. So he's.
Oh, okay. And on the
Oh,
left-hand side,
jump
one other
ahead.
thing, I'm going to shut up. The left-hand side is a sidebar recover, and it's, oh, and this is, what is that over there? What is that?
No, we're not talking about that, Paul. We're talking about the poem, Paul.
I understand,
Oh, what is
but
that?
I'm wondering what the stuff is on the left hand. Is that a commentary?
I told him I didn't like, he chose the wrong poem. I didn't like the way it was analyzed. Do it again. So he's explaining to me what corrections he made. That's all.
Can you scroll down to see the rest of it?
Yes,
The
ma'am.
poem. Okay.
And Betty would be better able to tell you if the English is a good translation of the French.
Actually, I'm at a handicap, David, because where the words don't match for me, I go off on side trips. For example, just take one example. The translation of the third stanza, motrice means a propelling, a propulsion, a moving forward, and usually it's self-propulsion. No, what do we say? When something is
Propulsion.
Thank you, propulsion. Thank you, Cassie. And so motive in English doesn't go there at all for me.
Doesn't work now.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that maybe the AI agent, read other things about that poem, but I would never come up with motive as an explanation of a propelled zigzagging.
Okay, let me. Good,
Okay. So
good
that's just,
comment.
yeah.
What else are we noticing?
Okay. Well, some of it's translated a little bit straightforward, like sports, comfort, blah, blah, blah. They bring the education. I really would have reworked the sentence so that it makes sense in either English or French, because bringing the education of races and all that, for me, I draw a blank. In French, ça n'a pas de sens en français, and it makes no sense in English. They bring the education. Now, Rimbaud had an idea.
I have a different English interpretation of
Oh,
the third stanza from the book by
oh, good.
who's a French professor of French, by the way, and
Yeah.
it says, "For from the talk among the apparatus, blood, flowers, fire, jewels, from the agitated accounts on this fugitive deck, one sees rolling like a dike beyond the hydraulic motor road, monstrous
Okay.
lighting
Motor.
up endlessly their stock of studies, themselves driven into harmonic ecstasy, and the heroism of discovery. Amid the most surprising atmospheric accidents, a youthful couple stands isolated on the arch, and then in brackets it says arc, A-R-K. Is it ancient wildness that one ponders, question mark, and sings and stands guard? And it ends there.
All
So it's
right.
a lot different. The English that I could pull up available, because this book is not on the web, you know.
Right. Well, I love what you just read, because that helps me talk about who these conquerors are and what the chemical fortune has to do with it. I needed, when I heard you speaking, I wanted to say, wait a minute, are we referring to a special kind of person or kind of people? And what you just read helped me more. I still feel like there are, where my inspiration stops is where I don't know what it's talking about. The rest and the vertigo, I would like to know where this comes from. It's
Okay.
You said to ask us what we think it is about. Is this a little trivia question or?
Let's see. Let me come out of this.
Because I think that's what you said. And I mean, obviously, you gave us this is crazy, this infinite. I don't know if everyone's seeing this infinite loop of the screen when he does that. Did you guys see
Yeah,
that, Betty? And
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
like,
I
wow.
like it, but that's
It's like,
just me.
It's
so,
cool.
no, I know, but I don't understand why it's happening. Like, I don't know what's happening on your end. Does it look like that
Well,
for you
I'm
too?
I'm a naive operator. That's what.
Yeah.
Okay, so well, so I mean, I'm only like trying to get an idea about that based on the context that you gave us. And I don't know, like even just Betty says the rest and vertigo. I'm just thinking about like your head is spinning from all of
Mhm.
the whatever is happening or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I'm like I don't know, I was just thinking about the travelers. I don't know if the travelers are supposed to be like the people that are like succumbing to the chemical whatever. So it could be
Conquerors.
anywhere.
Well,
Yeah.
keep in
Exactly.
mind, poets and professors have been debating this for a century. This poem.
Oh, I
Mm.
didn't know that. Yeah.
So there's
So,
a
well,
lot of
that's why you just asked me. I'm like, I mean, it seems
nobody
like,
got the whole answer, but there is a sense that there's an ironic thing that the poet's being very ironic, that he's critiquing the bourgeoisie,
Yeah.
uh, people who think they're on the progress of discovery and they're making things better when maybe it's not better. It may be people who are spinning in vertigo from the kind of changes that are happening, and this is all to for entrepreneurs to have a better stock portfolio.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we do have to remember that Humbo himself was a kind of renegade. He did not appreciate the bourgeoisie, and his lifestyle was heavily criticized by proper-minded people. So, in anything he did, I'm sure he took the opportunity to make fun of people who were straight. But he does talk about a chemical fortune, and that's probably Paul. Explain what you just did.
He, for me, Mallarmé and Baudelaire and him were people who were going like this to the
Yes.
overwhelmingly success of the success of the middle classes of France because of mechanization and whatnot. There was some exposition, was there not, in the 1860s, 70s, or before we got to the Eiffel Tower, and people were all gaga over, man, have we ever arrived in this luxurious civilization where we have hot running water. This is me fantasizing. I don't know. You live there, Betty, and you know French better. But what I am feeling is Rimbaud just inserting the knife, in a very highbrow manner, making fun of all of the progress and success, and saying, wait a minute, we are losing, and I'm now reading into, we are losing something precious by our technological progress. That was something you can say about writers of all kinds of earlier decades. And science fiction, my God, I'll say one other thing. Forbidden Planet, if anybody remembers the movie, Forbidden Planet was a 1957 or 58
Yeah.
dramatization and visualization of the monsters of the id, which was the movie's attempt to say, oh, here we are in this marvelous place where Professor Mobius has this great life. Um, but out there in the darkness are these monsters that are not visible and that haunt the landscape. Um, and it was, to me, the popular science fiction version in my childhood about um, this old thing about beware of technology, beware of we have created these machines, and the machines was in 2001 when the astronauts trying to get back into the spaceship, and Hal goes, I'm afraid I can't do that, Dave. Um, the machines had decided, as David is describing, the machines have decided that you humans are, you are defective entities. You have all of these peccadillos and idiosyncrasies that just aren't machine-like. And so everything machine-like is good. Everything that is non-machine-like is evil. And what I hear David saying is the only way, and here's David reacting to the onslaught, like in the Matrix, the monsters in the Matrix. The
Uh-huh.
only way that I can defend myself against all of this is to pretty much not cooperate with the system.
Well,
If I allow myself to enjoy the benefits of the system will take me out. And that's what I see with the Luddites and those people who opposed steam engines all those years ago. We're still in that place, only now it's far more subtle and far more dangerous
yeah.
because of the insidious, invisible, all encompassing, all enveloping web of, of the machines. I need to let somebody else.
Well, I appreciate your comments very, very much. I want to introduce why this poem can be helpful. So I'm
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask
gonna
you.
take you to a neutral ground. Forget about AIs for a minute. We're going to talk about dressage. Um, there's a dressage in France, and we just had somebody here at in Las Cruces, not in Las Cruces, in Lake Caballo, do a
But
demonstration of, do a very expensive workshop for people with big money, by the way, that could truck their horses in from Albuquerque, Santa Fe, Tucson, all around. And these were grand horses. Like they looked like Frisians to me, but they weren't. They looked. I mean, these were the expensive end of the horse market, and the riders were excellent. Now they were being trained by a fellow named Philippe Carl, who's from France, and I think I've got the name right. It's close enough. And in France, you work with a master, and then you're certified by the master in that approach. And
Ah,
those people in that approach can then become coaches and to other people learning to ride that approach. So if you think about that, France has 400 cheeses, 400 different kinds of cheeses. Now they have X number of different masters of French dressage who are each training their disciples in a particular French dressage. Now we switch over to Germany. Germany is working with the pyramid of dressage, a set of formula, a set of principles, training procedures, and they worked within that. So they don't have a single master, they work according to the formula of German dressage. But what they did that the French are very upset about is they started bringing in warm bloods instead of the usual smaller variety of horses that were like our horse, my horse Fancy, is a quarter horse, a smaller horse. A warm blood is at an extra 2, 3 feet. So some of these are 18, 19 hands high. That's a very large horse. I mean, think of you being on a horse, you'd have to use a step stool to get onto. I mean, this is, no, a ladder, a very tall ladder. So, so the French are not breeding their horses to be bigger, stronger, different. So on the German side, the controversy is that the pyramid of dressage has the classical ways of training a much smaller horse and the rider relationship. But now they have these big horses, huge horses, so the the processes don't work. So they have now invented a different kind of pyramid of dressage. See how different that is from the French dressage and the breeding of the horses much like the breeding of the chips, by the way, just to have a little connection. And Grace Ann and I, when I met Grace Ann, she did dressage, very small saddle, no horn. You have to really have your seat up there because that's what she taught me to do. And she did competitions in dressage, so she knows what she's talking about. When we came here, they were doing Western dressage with a Western saddle, which weighs about 10, I don't know, 8 times, 10 times more heavy. It's 120 pounds, 180 pounds to 120.
30, 40.
Well, it feels like 100 pounds to me. I mean, that sucker's heavy. And I have to lift it, and you have to lift it. And it's got a horn on it, it's got a big old seat. And so you have to change the rules for Western dressage because of the saddle. We each use, what do we call them? What kind of horses are they?
Quarter horses.
Yeah, they're quarter horses. And we used to ride Arabians. And Arabians are smaller, like the quarter horse, but they're different, completely different.
And your point is?
That Western dressage is different than French dressage is different than German dressage. That's the point. And then you take over.
Why are we concerned about that?
I just love it. I love the comparison of the AI industry and the dressage industry and how diverse they each are and how one is changing the physiology of the horse, one is changing the saddle on the horse, and then one has masters. You're in a master apprentice relationship, and you're never the master, you're always the apprentice, and you can be a coach from that master lineage, you see. Or you have the pyramid, like the food pyramid, just to be funny about it. The food pyramid, it keeps changing in the United States. I don't know if you've noticed. Anyway, that's the end of my spiel.
A question. What you and Grace Ann have so forcefully brought home to me, who has never been around horses, is the bonding or the commonality or the communication that is possible and always going on between the human rider or tender and the animal. It is such a close relationship that any changes, as Grace's story about the day when you got angry at the horse and something like that, and you said the horse was trying to tell me, the horse was communicating to me that I was out of order, in the sense of you're not listening to me, you are not hearing me. And what David seems to be saying about the software is the casual dismissal of the human being.
Can you all hear me?
Yes.
By the
My screen is
robots,
frozen. Is yours frozen?
No.
I don't need.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Go ahead, finish, Paul.
This is so strange. Paul is now the only one frozen for me. I'm going to go out and come back in.
Well, it'll stabilize. You might be okay. You can go and come in.
I think she looked stabilized to us, but she's not actually stabilized.
Yeah, she was okay in
She
here.
got bounced or she left.
I think I kind of go with Grace Ann on so I'm going to give a practical comparison here. I think I appreciate what you're saying. There are different methods basically to advance is what the point of the horse story is. There's different ways to solve this progression, if you will. But I think what is the translation for you from the AI? So like in one case, you're saying like getting a bigger horse. and then in another case you're talking about a mentorship. So I'm not seeing in my head. I'm not seeing how your approach to like infusing ethics into AI is is a correct tangent to the story you just told, or are you just going to try to make it go there?
I am going to make it go there. I am a dressage writer.
But
So,
what is okay, so I'm going back to the usability of this poem, okay?
yes.
Because the poem is like you say, it's in heated debate about all this, and basically he's saying like this reminds me a lot of one of my favorite papers, Charles Perrault, 1991, A Society of Organizations. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I
this
know it.
okay, so like in my head, I'm like, okay, but like uh so just like that paper, I feel this poem, where's the answer to the problem in the poem? Because it reminds me a lot of sociology where we just talk about all the problems.
No,
And
no, I
so
got solutions. I got solutions.
okay. But
I
I
got
think
solutions.
this is my question for you. And
Okay.
this is just as it relates to what you said the purpose of this book is, how we can change the invasion of AI and the lack of ethics, I think is your kind of second part of
Yeah.
this.
So it's
Is
not all or nothing. There is some
okay.
ethics going on in the following sense. Anthropic, the AI corporation, um,
Can
is.
you hear him? This is crazy. I
I
don't
can
see
hear
Paul. I
you.
don't hear David.
I can hear you.
Betty, you seem normal to us. I'm sorry it's not working for you.
Wow. Yes, it is so
I
strange
bet he is
because
not
for a while,
visible to
Cassie,
me.
you look like this.
I see a
Yeah.
there's a
And
black panel
David
with her
let
name,
me
but I
know that
don't see
things were
her.
fine. I went out, came in, and Paul is a big black spot. He's not on my screen anymore.
And I can't
Do you
hear
see
her
Well,
Paul?
talk.
Paul, hello.
Paul's over there. He's having a conversation with himself right now.
Okay. Well, there is something wrong, and it might have to do with the
Proton, that it sucks.
yeah, yeah.
well,
And
it's
I feel like I'm
encrypted.
missing what the Paul was amazed about the horse bonding and all that. So I'll listen to what I can hear, but for some reason I don't hear David at all.
That's it. I was
Um,
just telling David I'm missing the practical application of how this poem tells us how we should change. Because to me, it's just telling us more about the context and not how we should change. So he's about to tell me how that's not what it is.
okay.
And then Cassie will tell you. Okay. Okay. So the new book is about the whole network of AI corporations, their leaders, the whole enterprise system, which we'll put on the side for a while. That's the whole industry. Well, let me put it right in. Your Fortune 500 companies using AI. Do they use one AI? No. They use 3, 4, 5 different AIs. They sign contracts with the AI corporations for a particular AI. Now, then the enterprise comes in as consulting techs and has to take a Walmart and say, okay, so Walmart wants to use Gemini, it wants to use Claude, it wants to use ChatGPT, let's say those three. So then the in the implementation to Walmart, the enterprise company comes in and says, okay, we will implement these three, but we'll put some boundaries around all three of them with language models, an additional layer of language models, and some boundaries. Now, here's the thing: if you implement some of these AIs, they pull out all of the data from all of the meetings of Walmart and they put them into their algorithms that goes to a dozen other corporations that are selling you shit. Okay? So the boundary doesn't work. Secondly, I'm proposing an experiment that you each do for next week to download DuckDuckGo. The app is free. And in there's an AI. But in there is a menu where you can use the French Le Chat, you can use Claude, you can use Chat GPT, and one or two others. You can't use all seven, but it's pretty good. My theory is if you input the French poem I just showed you and say, discuss the implications of this poem for modern society or something like that, and do that for each of the different AIs, you're going to get very different answers. Now, what that is interesting, why that's interesting is because if you take DuckDuckGo or Perplexity, they use a variety of AIs, just like Fortune 500 companies, Fortune 100 companies, the biggest in the world, use a variety of AIs for their customer service, their supply chain, their supply orders, their merchandise stocking, their inventory, their accounting, their marketing, their publicity, blah, blah, blah. Now, if you take what's happening in corporate world today is they have meetings, much like we're having meetings, except this meeting is encrypted. Nobody gets this meeting but us. This is ours. But you remember we were doing these meetings and you had all these note takers coming in saying, I'm the note taker of person X, I'm the note taker of person Y and Z and Z. Okay, so in the corporate world, this has gone bananas. So you might have half to 2/3 of the people in a meeting deciding the technology of Walmart. And this is true because I had inside information. I went to lunch with somebody I'm not going to say who, and I was told that in this important thing about the technologies of AI to be used in Walmart and in Verizon and a number of other corporations, most of the people weren't in the meeting. The AI note takers were in the meeting taking the AI notes that most of the people that weren't in the meeting never read anyway. And then a decision was made, an agenda was made, the review, because the person leading the meeting had an AI sort of say, well, what was the highlights of the meeting? What's our next steps? All that was decided in ways that I don't think anybody would agree to. I don't agree to it, you know. I can't imagine anybody would agree to it, but it's happening because nobody's going to all these meetings. They're sending their AIs. And that's the corporate world we live in today. That's the university world we live in today. It's the education world we live in today. It's the hospital world we live in today. Uh, we have already lost. We've already lost the momentum here, and unless we do something. So here's my deal: if we do the experiment on DuckDuckGo, it's kind of like a lab study done on DuckDuckGo, but it has implications to every major corporation in the world.
What is the assignment again that you are giving us?
You go to DuckDuckGo, you look at their menu. Here, let me see if I can. I think I have one up there.
You have to give us the poem info.
Okay, hold on. I will. I'll send it to you. The window. Okay, you're going to get kind of this zoom effect now. Well, I don't know. I can't call it a zoom effect, whatever it is. Let's see. And now I'm going to go over here to DuckDuckGo. I'm going to put you guys over here.
Oh, there it is.
And if you go to DuckDuckGo and you can download the app, it has a search assistant. All right, let me put the question in here. Okay, DuckDuck.
So just an easier way, if you don't want to download it, you can if you just go to duckduckgo.com, you click on the Ask AI, and then it's like duck.ai. There's a little up on the top right corner, right there, duck.ai next to search assist. and
Yeah.
then you can choose the different robots.
Oh,
Yeah.
GPT
Now,
5, GPT-4 Mini.
yeah, there
like,
is a way to choose the different kind of AI that's used, and that's what
it's
I'm
up.
failing.
It's on duck.ai, right to the right of AI search assist. So down where the search assist is, one more over. Click that. Yeah. Click that.
Or this
No.
one, change the
No.
search setting.
No.
No, it's you have to click the duck AI.
That one. Click
Yeah.
on that.
And then there you
Okay.
can see
Oh,
right
okay.
there.
And then here, that's where you get to choose between Claude, Minstrel, that's the French one, Chat GPT, the 4 and the 5.2 Claude, the Llama, the Claude Opus. So you have 2 Claudes, 2 GTPTs, the French one, and the Llama. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
It's bewildering because of the progression of AI and everybody. What I remember was Claude 3.0, and now there's Sonnet, Opus. It's very hard for me. I can't keep track of them.
Yeah.
Okay. So you go, yeah. Well, I got tables to tell you what each does, if that helps. So this is on Haiku 4.5, and that's a Claude. But I should be able to use this one. Unlock.
Okay. I can do just a second.
No, it looks like for the plus ones, you have to have a subscription. So you could do Mistral, small 4. You could do the top like 5 without membership.
Oh, okay. What you're saying? Yeah, I have a Claude membership, so yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so you could do down to Mistral, small 4, which is the last one that you could do for free.
Okay.
Okay.
So back to our assignment.
So it doesn't. Do any of you have AI? I mean, Minstrel Betty, if you could try it's called their chat. Minstrel is the company.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we can still do 4 different ones for free, Dave. So you can do the GPT 5 mini or 4.0 mini, and then you could do GPT OS, which is in beta. You could do Llama 4, Mistral Small 4, and Claude Haiku 4.5. So you can do 6 different ones with no membership on the get-go.
So
Okay.
if each of you
I'll
do
try
one,
the Mistral. Yeah, I'll try the Mistral, but David, I'm used to Chat GBT.
yeah, you can use that. Just go ahead and use it.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, without the DuckDuckGo, but you'll be in Chat GPT.
And
And
also,
if I could,
like what you said,
yeah, go ahead.
Google does have AI, and I use that a lot. So you
Gemini.
could ask the same
I was
question.
too until I found out what they were doing to me, and I had to stop.
But I mean, it does say like I just asked different AI platforms, and then it tells you what they're best for and their standout features. Blah blah blah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's okay. So let me try another one. Share.
But you were saying
Window.
you want us to use the poem. So can you give the details of the poem? Because there's no way I'm remembering that. Like maybe email or in the chat or
I'll
something.
send it to you after this session. How's that?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Well, without the form, we can't make the test.
that's right.
Yeah, there they are.
I will get you the poem, and I want to show you.
Yeah, get us the poem, David.
Yeah.
I'm
By the
gonna get you.
way, I can imagine that the interpretations that come will, I don't know how it works, but I think they're going to draw on Rimbaud's Bateau Ivre, his most famous poem, The Drunken Boat, because it talks about a boat that's in water that swirls in a storm and has no master. So I'm wondering if some of them are more sophisticated, like Mistral, that would actually go to the poem that Rimbaud has written to get the help. This is very similar to his most famous poem.
I'm trying to get out of the thing, but it's not. Okay, there you are. Okay. Stabilize, stabilize. It's not stabilizing. Okay. I'm going to have to send you those another time.
You're
Okay, we've
asking your
gone over
computer
time,
how much.
and I'm going back to the screen. At least I'm trying to. Okay. And if I press this, I think I get back, but maybe not. I don't know. Studio light background. Yeah, I've
You're,
lost you all trying to maneuver around.
we're,
So let me,
we see ourselves, but you're still sharing.
yeah,
You're
I'm trying to
sharing.
stop sharing.
Yeah.
There. Are
That's
you
There you
good.
go.
back?
We're
Okay.
back.
So I'll share you I'll share you a poem or two and the description of the different approaches. See if I can get them up here now on the screen. Um, okay. So movement.
Betty, did you get my email by chance that I sent you?
No, but I haven't looked at my emails since I got started.
Okay.
All right. I will. I can
Okay, I
check.
think this will work.
Just before we go, so I can make sure you got it, because Ronnie
Oh,
was supposed
okay.
to send it to you, and then he didn't send it to
All
you.
right. Okay. No, this thing is asking me if I put on my emails, it will take me out of here. Oh yeah, it says, "Do you want to leave this website?" Darn. Oh, I've got my phone. I'll check it on my phone.
Are you guys seeing this screen now,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
ladies?
We're seeing
infinite
you.
regress.
You're still in infinite regress?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll have to send it to you. Essentially, it's a table of the corporate leaders, DeepSeek, with Liang Wenfeng from China, Meta, Mark Zuckerberg, 1984, New York, Google DeepMind, Demis Hassabis, 1976, OpenAI, 1985. Leon Musk was in OpenAI, so was a couple of others. Anyway, 1985. That's let's see. But this OpenAI is Sam Altman, and they tried to fire Sam Altman. They got rid of him, and then the board had to bring him back because nobody knew how to operate the thing. Then there's Leon Musk, X, uh, and his whole thing is to go to Mars, and these are profit-making ventures that he's willing to sell off just to get to Mars. Anthropic is Dario Amodei. That's the one that's Claude's, different versions of Claude. Mistral, Arthur Minch, Mensch, and that's their chat. A little bit of the differences before we close. Just go back up to DeepSeek from China. They use an H800.
Sorry,
They reverse
David,
engineered.
we can't see anything. You know that?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, just want to make
So,
sure.
but I'll send it to you. But I just
Okay.
wanted to say I got the data on the different chips that they use and the different characteristics. That's probably enough for now.
Is that in the
Uh,
written? I started to read
it's what I'll send you. Yes.
suspend
Okay.
disbelief.
So
I have
if we
that.
took a vote and we said go back to Zoom, what would you say? Or we stay with Proton?
Are we keeping this same link?
We can do whatever we want.
Hmm. Well, you weren't able to show us something just now, so how do you feel about that?
Yeah.
I wanted to see if you could all get in here easily and we could use it. And I paid for a subscription and I canceled my Zoom account.
So we're not going back.
But I can get into Zoom for an hour under my own old package, but I can't get in for an hour and a half unless I pay $200 a year.
Yeah.
All I can say is I am pleased with what I see and how it works, and some things that I see as nicer, but nicer visually is something different from you trying to be the keyboard person.
Yeah. I've made a personal decision. I'm not going to go for likes or shares. I'm not going to go for how many views on YouTube. I'm not even going to put YouTubes up anymore, I don't think. I'm going to write books. I'm a writer. I'm a poet of answerability.
What? I'm so
Just going to
curious
write
about
books.
this.
That's all I'm going to do
Tell
is
me,
write
tell
books.
me about this. What is this shift you decided
I
on?
write books. I don't put up YouTubes. I don't like go into Facebook to see how many people like me. I don't go into Instagram. That's not who I am.
But I mean the YouTube thing, because the when I started, this was what made you change your mind? I'm wondering your philosophy.
Because unless you're paying them thousands of dollars a month, they're not going to put out your YouTubes unless you're showing your tits, you know?
I
And
mean,
I'm
It's
not
people get
showing mine.
hurt for it, but yeah, it's hard. Well, this is a conversation that I have been having with my Brazilian au pair that you met, Sara. She is like thinking when I met her all about this. I'm going to do these videos and explain astrology and all this, and I'm like, but who's going to listen to you? And like, she's missing this.
Nobody.
Like, that's right. I mean, so
You're
what?
not paying the money. You're not getting the
Well, you're not
views.
paying the money, or but you're not also like to your point, if you're not an if you don't do the practice and the entrepreneurial activity of becoming an influencer, then you are not going to get the looks any other way.
I
And
am not going to waste my life being an
yeah.
influencer. I'm a writer. Let your friend
uh,
do the influence, you know?
I
but
don't think she's going to be doing the influencing either. That's what I'm trying to get her to come around to, that the hard work that
Yeah.
you have to put
So,
in
I
to
mean,
be.
so why should I pay $200 a month? And I canceled my YouTube subscription because I'm not watching YouTube anymore. I don't I don't agree with the whole Google thing that bought YouTube. I just don't agree with it, you know.
Mhm.
So that's my right to stand in my right, you know.
Oh yeah, I don't pay for YouTube. I don't pay for it. I pay for
Well,
nothing
you got to
except
watch all the commercials then, you know,
me.
and have
Oh,
the
I don't watch.
algorithm feed you.
Oh, I don't watch anything. I mean, I literally, I'm like, I guess sometimes I watch like some news stuff when people tell me crazy stuff's happening, but that stuff usually doesn't have any commercials, like
Yeah, I'm out
stuff
of
and
that whole loop.
yeah.
I don't
So,
want to keep you now. It's 2:40. It's like almost 15 minutes after I agreed to stop. So,
oh,
um,
Betty, I think
David,
you're.
but do you want me to try this again and learn a little more? Or do you want me to stop and go back to Zoom? Because you're the
yeah,
founders. Cassie,
I
you're a
want.
late addition. Patty.
Betty, go ahead, Betty. You don't have to raise your
Yeah,
hand.
yeah. Well, no, I started 4 or 5 times, and I just wondered if you could hear me. I wanted to answer the question that I think that there needs to be help for people to get in. We're going to lose people artificially if they don't know what went wrong. So don't put two links in the email. If they click on the wrong one, they might not remember that they had another link. And I will put up with it if it works better for you. But for me, it was a disaster. I couldn't see Paul a fourth of the time. I missed you for only about 15 minutes, but you were answering the very question that Cassie had asked that I wanted to hear the answer to. And I'm always afraid it's going to do it again. Now, it might be my own bandwidth that didn't handle it, but Zoom never did that.
I have had
Yes, I
no trouble.
agree. I have a recording. I'm going to put it on YouTube, although I'm not
Okay,
subscribed to YouTube. I'm not going to like it. I'm not going to put it on Facebook. I'll send you the link. That's all I'm going to
okay,
do.
all right, okay.
And nobody else will look at it, trust me, other than my son in New Jersey or Staten
You
Island.
know
Sorry.
what? You know what, David? I think somebody watched my terrible presentation on chronotopes that was interviewing me. I don't know, but I feel like somebody said they saw something, and so
I'm
somebody's
glad they
watching.
did. Well,
I I
think that's
liked it.
wonderful.
I have notes. I love the I think I screenshot copied something you had about the chronotopes because it worked for me.
Guys,
Just
I'll send you my draft of my paper that Betty's supposed to be reviewing if you want to see it, my chronotopic rhetorical history paper.
Thank
thank
you.
you.
I love that.
You need my
By the
email.
way, so the rules are you show up when you want. You don't show up when you don't want. You show up, you got something to say, you say it. I show up, I got something to say, I say it. We don't invite special guests. We just do our thing. That's it. You want a guest, you can bring them, they can do something. But I'm not going to go
Yeah.
through trying to program 6 months in the future of guests every week. I mean, it's a waste of my time, you know?
Well,
Yeah.
it wasn't a total mess on our end. Leah, for example, was very interesting. Cassie came in first as the new person. We enjoyed that. And Pipion whenever he can come. So why can't we do it spontaneously?
That's what I'm saying. Do it spontaneously. You want to bring a
Okay.
guest, Betty, bring a guest.
Also,
Okay.
I liked doing my chi as well.
Do your chi. Do your Buddhist thing, you know? That's good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I'm gonna, but I think I have the emails because we were doing the email strand. So I'll send you guys my paper. But I already just sent
Okay.
to Betty because did you get it? Because Ronnie
Ah,
gave me your wrong email address. You have another B.
ah, yes, be in the middle because there is a Betty B. Unfortunately, somebody did get it, and so I had to
Oh, is
add.
it?
Yeah. Yes, very good, Cassie. Thank you for making that effort.
So,
Yeah.
anybody you all want to invite, you invite. Cassie, we're just
Okay.
drafting you into the founders. And then Ronnie's a founder, but he's got to deal with his life, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Jillian was going to be here, but then she had to deal with her life, you know.
Yeah.
And Duncan's would be here, but he's got to deal with his life. So, and Grace Ann, if we're
I
not talking about this, you're not going to get her here.
Yeah. Mhm.
I I passed through Nashville on my trip last week, sent an email or a text to Duncan, hoping that we could get together to have coffee or beer or something. It just proved impossible. I really miss Duncan, and he is just buried by his duties as near as I can make out. Um, One other thing that happened on that trip, one of the individuals that we spent a couple of days with has a podcast on pirates and pirate history. And what David, you have done in the last half hour, 15 minutes, is raised the Jolly Roger on the boat. David,
Yeah, well,
David
I'm not working
Moses.
for the king.
I ain't I ain't working for you guys or in that system. I'm on the ocean and I get to kind of do what I want. And I am very
Yeah.
much in favor of that because that was also a keynote or a note in Buckminster Fuller's writing about how pirates were vital to the world
Yeah.
because they were thumbing their nose at all organized commerce. And I'm thinking, what did pirates do when they weren't, predating and, stopping ships and, walking off with all the booty? What did they do? Something tells me they all spent time in New Orleans um, because that was a great place. Oh,
Mhm.
thank you. Got it. If I
Okay.
can.
So,
Everybody should have it, but Betty, I'm gonna ping you to find out when you might be able to get that back to me so I could send it somewhere.
Okay. All
And I
right.
also
okay.
harassed Duncan as well because that's who Ronnie told me to ask.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you
Are
for
you
the
in touch
harassment.
with Ronnie?
What?
Say hello to Ronnie, please.
Oh yeah, I will whenever I talk to him again, which hopefully will be with job news maybe. So if anybody,
Yeah.
Betty, you don't know anybody in Europe that wants to hire me? I want to go to Europe.
You actually need to look twice
Oh,
because funding is bad over here.
I think funding's bad over here too at this time. I just had
yeah, but funding's really bad.
an
Of course, they
interview
don't
on
pay that
Monday
well
that
to
they
begin
called
with.
me on Monday morning and were like, actually, we can't do the interview. I'm like, okay, thank you.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'll
No,
survive.
I'll keep my eyes open. Actually, I'm wondering what you want. So if you could send just a quick email,
Yeah,
I
I
wouldn't.
can. I'm pretty open, I
Yeah.
would say. I just want
Are
to
you
be an
going
expert.
to Academy in August?
I have no time or money
Here, I'm
or
going to
child.
stop the recording because we don't need to broadcast all this.
Oh, right.